Welcome to the Gauteng Network. We are here with the MMC for Finance in the City of Ekurhuleni, Nkululeko Dunga. MMC, how are you?
I'm great, and how are you doing?
I'm well. MMC, today you as the Executive Council of Ekurhuleni were touring the city or the township of Thembisa, looking at service areas. Particularly all these service areas are key focus is what your office has to do, which is finance and the spending on it. What are you seeing as the priority spending areas that you've observed for today?
Yeah. Well, look, we're not visitors in Thembisa. Maybe the other MMCs that were not wearing red overalls are, but we're continuously on the ground, so we know what is the expectation of the people of Thembisa in terms of service delivery orientation, as well as the commitments that they would want their government to uphold. And one of the major issues has been correctly put, that they've organically raised, and we say organically outside of political party positioning. This is what members of society have been saying. They've been saying that they've got a challenge when it comes to the billing system of the City of Ekurhuleni. That's one. And the second part of it is that we must look at a review of our debt rehabilitation incentive and scheme, and which is something that we had obviously made a commitment to in terms of having a greater control to ensure that at least the people of Thembisa who are paying citizens, because we collect about 88 to 89% of what we would have billed them in Thembisa. However, because of historic debt at times, we find ourselves having to issue credit control measures such as the closing down of electricity on the basis that maybe perhaps they've skipped a month of not paying and so forth, So it's definitely something that we would look into. But the issue of the interim readings, and we have consistently said this, that it's not a crisis. And we say it's not a crisis because even the Auditor General's report as well have never identified interim reading in the City of Ekurhuleni as a crisis. Yes, it is a concern because there are a lot of development, particularly in Thembisa. You'd look at particularly Extension 45 and Hospital View, where those are the areas where we have not really had allocated over the years sufficient budgets in terms of ensuring that we put in water and electricity meters, and therefore the people there have to rely on interim readings, which is something that we'll definitely look into. And also the issue of allocating more pay points, because it's refreshing to hear society saying that we're willing to pay, but the traveling to and from a place of us to pay is too far and therefore too costly for us. So we'll definitely look into the allocation of having more pay points.
MMC, just to close off, the mayor has said that the CCC that was burnt down in 2022 is a key priority areas. In terms of looking at that, how far is the spend on that, and what is anticipated to be spent on restoring that particular service to the community of Thembisa?
We'd obviously have to have a look into it because from a risk perspective, we had submitted all documentations to the insurance company. We'll note that buildings and infrastructures of the city are insured. It has been a back and forth with the insurance company, but we are hopeful that our claim will be seen to be finished. At least that is the aspect where we can say that if there is a need for us as the city to contribute financially to the rebuilding of that infrastructure, the monetary value would be minimal because it's a claim that we see to ensure that it actually gets carried out.
All right. Thank you so much, MMC.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that was the MMC for Finance in the City of Ekurhuleni, Nkululeko Dunga. Thank you for joining us on Gauteng Network.